Hello everyone, my name is Maggie Gentleman and I live in Troon with my dog. I have 3 grown-up children and 3 lovely grandchildren who I have to name: Rue, Byron and Violet. I would like to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about myself. I was brought up in Linlithgow, and I had a very happy childhood, and I did go to church and to Sunday school, but God didn't really mean all that much to me when I was growing up. At 18, I started nursing in Edinburgh, and I shared a room with a girl called Alison and also Caroline. Right from the very beginning, Ali said her prayers and read her Bible. I found this very strange. I always thought that I was a Christian, living in Scotland, a Christian country. So anyway, that one time when we were all together as a group of nurses, there would be at least 24 of us, and our tutor asked us just to introduce ourselves and say why we wanted to do nursing. So we did that, and it was Ali's turn, and she did the same. Ali was from Edinburgh, but she also added that the most important person in her life was Jesus Christ. Well, you could hear a pin drop. It was quite something. But she was a wonderful person. She was very funny. She was very bright and chatty, and she never really preached at us. There were others that came to join us: Anne, Meg, and Nancy, and we would meet, and Ali would talk about Jesus, and I think we would sometimes read the Bible, but it was quite difficult for me. I think I actually was very proud, to hear things about Jesus that I didn't really accept, I didn't understand. However, the first time she asked us to go to church, it was a satellite work of Charlotte Chapel in Edinburgh, and the services were held in Longstone School. So I think that is why I just love Southside so much, because the pattern is very similar. Anyway, the first time I heard that Jesus had died for me on the cross, and that he rose again, and that he could come and live with me, and that I would live with him in heaven one day. It just blew my mind. I just wanted that for myself, and I accepted Christ as my saviour. Life went on, and we were all very good friends. I always tried to look at scripture when there were, especially really big decisions in my life. I mean, we were young. It was difficult, but I remember the verse, a very well known verse in Jeremiah 29, talking about God talking about the plans that He has for us, but also and that it wasn't for evil, it was for good. But also he said, he was talking to the Israelites in the Old Testament, but he was saying to us that also that, to do that, we would need to humble ourselves before God, to listen to Him and to pray. And that was a time when Anne and Nancy were getting married, and Megan, Caroline and I decided to go to Belfast to do our midwifery in the time of the Troubles in the 70s. That's another story for another day. So anyway, time went on, and as I said now, that I live by myself, and I see my children, my grandchildren often. But coming to Southside has just been lovely. I just feel it's like coming home. And I love the form of service, I love the worship, and I've met so many lovely friends. And the work that Southside does for the community is just immense. Really, because of this COVID-19 virus, life has really changed for all of us so much. The isolation for many, the restrictions on our daily lives, it has been quite confusing and difficult for many people. I've found just being separated from the family, and especially my grandchildren, has been really difficult. But with modern technology, we have no excuse. We can't keep in touch, and that's really nice. And you can have fun times. Also, I think just looking around, I think people are kinder and much more considerate of each other. I was reading somewhere that the most Googled word at the beginning of the virus was prayer, and I've also noticed that online so many people seem to be watching and listening to online church services, and so that is really great that God is really able to enter into our lives really worldwide at a time like this, and hopefully changing many people's lives for the better. The highlight as well has been for three of us, two of my neighbours. We have really become very good friends over this time and have really been able to support each other. Lorraine has been learning to bake, and she asked me for a few tips, and she didn't have scales, so she bought cups, and she's amazing. She's been doing really well, and she's been giving us her baking, which isn't all that good because then you put on weight. But anyway, it's lovely, and we have lovely conversations, and are really able to support each other. Jenny is a bit older, and she's quite fearful, really, of what's going on. And they know that I'm a Christian, and I've been able to share my faith a bit further, which is really lovely. I would just like to finish with a verse from Corinthians, and it's from the Message with just a few little tweaks. So it's from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17 and 18. When God removes the veil, we are face to face, recognising that God is a living, personal presence, not a piece of chiselled stone. And when He is present, a living spirit, the old constricted legislation is recognised as obsolete. We are free of it, all of us. Nothing between us and God. Our faces shining with the brightness of His face. And so we are transfigured, much like Jesus, our lives gradually becoming brighter and more beautiful as God enters our lives and we become like him. Thank you, and God bless you all.